Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Young.
Caught you lying about your Russian friends and all your treasonous shenanigans. Ooh, the damage done. I see your hair weave going up in flames. You know you only have yourself to blame. Ooh, the damage done. I've seen the Donald and the damage done, a little part of it in both of his sons, going down like the setting sun. You conned your way into the presidency, now everyone can see your dishonesty. Ooh, and Mueller almost done. Pussy, you thought you had it made. You lied to hide the fact that Stormy got paid. You fired Comey to keep us from finding out. I sing the song cause you're a piece of shit, and cause we all know that you're Putin's bitch, and also cause it really scratches my itch. I've seen the Donald and the damage done, a little part of it in both of his sons, but they don't get a pass just cause they're so f***ing dumb. I've seen the Donald and the damage done, going down like the setting sun.
Hey there, thanks for tuning into the program. I'm Connie Bryan and you're watching The Connie Bryan Show. Well, this is the part of the program that we always like to start off by welcoming everyone in our respective viewing markets across the nation. Since the last episode, the program has grown. We've picked up another community access market, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. We're up to 12 now, so I'm so excited. But let's get started first and foremost with welcoming our Sacramento audience, where we emanate from. We're live to tape, as they call it, from Sacramento, the capital of California. So welcome to all of you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Also, welcome to our Davis, California viewers, our next door neighbor city, Davis, California. We're so excited to have you all with us. Berkeley, California, thank you so much for tuning into the program. Now, the newest market we picked up, we're so excited to welcome our newest viewers, the San Francisco market. I've been wanting to pick up San Francisco for a while, so I want to thank that Access Center there in San Francisco for picking up the program. Welcome to all of you. And of course, down in Southern California, we want to welcome our Santa Barbara viewers, where the program originates from. That's where I started the show years back, so hopefully still have a lot of the same viewers that remember me. Welcome to the program. And also Pasadena. I want to welcome our Pasadena viewers. Thanks so much for watching. And one of our newest acquisitions at Long Beach. Welcome to all of you down in Long Beach, California. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, outside of California, we have 5 We want to welcome our Portland, Oregon viewers. Thanks so much, Portland, for tuning into the show. And Denver, Colorado, Denver Open Media, welcome to all of you. Also, Washington, D.C. So we're hoping that this, is getting out there to some of the politicians that we're counting on to, with the resistance to solve this Trump disgrace. So welcome to all of you in Washington, D.C. Also, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thanks to all of you for tuning into the show. And also Salem, Massachusetts. We want to welcome our Salem, Massachusetts viewers too. So, and one other thing, welcome to you wherever you are worldwide on the web, because you can catch all of my episodes on the web, on my YouTube channel, or on my website. My website is ConnieBryan.com. It's just my name.com, where I put all of the programs. And also you can watch on demand on YouTube. Just go on YouTube/Connie Bryan. We got a lot to get to, some really good stories, and these stories that I share with you on each episode, I just want to stress they are always found. I'm always looking and finding the stories in the Sacramento Bee. All right, so let's start with this one here. And this story is by Alexa Kosef and Taryn Luna of the Sacramento Bee, entitled "Booze Fuels Business and Bad Behavior at the Capitol." The story says, mixing work and booze has been a fundamental part of the Capitol culture for decades, but blurred lines between business hours and playtime have given way to bouts of excess. You think? So as you're reading the story, you're ready to hear some serious examples of, bouts of excess and problems. Because I would, of course, agree that excessive drinking is a serious problem. It can lead to bad behavior, often does. But the first example that they give to spotlight this is Republican Senator Joel Anderson of Alpine, California, who was kicked out of a local Sacramento restaurant for allegedly threatening to, get this, bitch slap a lobbyist. So wait a second here. As we all know, corporate lobbyists and crony capitalism are the biggest threat facing democracy in this country, and has been for a long time. We've never seen it as bad of a threat as it is right now under this corrupt Trump administration, who claimed he was gonna, drain the swamp, and he's the biggest fucking swamp creature of them all. Lobbyists are the corporate pimps, as it were, who've been bitch-slapping politicians on both sides of the aisle to impose their greedy legislation at the expense of us, the American people, for decades, for too long. And now comes along this senator, and a Republican senator at that, who worked up the tombstone courage to actually bitch-slap the lobbyist. And you're trying to tell us in this story that somehow that's a bad thing? I mean, shouldn't we be encouraging the bitch slapping of lobbyists now more than ever? Do you have any idea how much courage that takes from a politician to bitch slap the hand that feeds him or her? Who pays for his or her re-election campaign. So of course, he or she might need a couple of extra shots to work up that kind of patriotic courage. Just saying, All right, now take a look at this related story in the Bee, also by reporter Taryn Luna, entitled "Bars in 7 Cities Move Closer to a 4 a.m. Last call." It says, your ability to bar hop until 4 a.m. hinges on Governor Jerry Brown. It says that this Senate bill, introduced by San Francisco State Senator Scott Wiener, is also backed by our local Sacramento Mayor, Darrell Steinberg. It says that Mayor Steinberg has gone on record stating that later bar service would boost the local economy, increase tourism, and increase the bitch slapping of crony corporate lobbyists. All right, you guys know me by now. Okay, the mayor didn't really say that last part. But he did add that bars open until 4 a.m. would make Sacramento a more appealing destination city. But in my opinion, My last article just before this one about the brave Republican state senator is the most important reason to let the bar stay open later here in the state capitol. It's clear if it means more politicians would have more time in the day to work up the courage to bitch slap more corporate crony lobbyists, then of course we have to pass this law in the interest of democracy, don't we? All right, take a look at this. Now this is in keeping with the tradition of one of my favorite comics, Bill Maher. I came up with a couple of my own new rules in Bill Maher's tradition of his New Rules segment on HBO's Real Time. So if you haven't seen HBO's Real Time, this won't have quite as much impact, but hopefully you'll still get a laugh out of it. It's a cool segment that Bill Maher does. So new rule, and this actually relates to sports too. If you are a Major League Baseball pitcher and you have this malicious look on your face when you hit a batter with a high 90s fastball during a game, you don't get to pretend that you didn't mean to do it. And the umpire gets to switch the game temporarily from baseball to an ultimate fighting cage match. That's right. The batter gets a free pass to charge the mound and kick your ass for 5 minutes with no teammate interference. It's only fair, and we need some new rules like this anyway, don't we, to make baseball just a little more exciting between pitches? I mean, have you seen how long it takes for the pitcher to pitch the damn ball between every pitch? Good grief, there's plenty of time for a cage match, all right? I'm just saying, it won't slow the game down, is what I'm saying. But if you have this malicious look, you don't get to pretend that you weren't trying to hit. All right, and one more new rule in the tradition of Bill Maher, and I have to say I was a bit surprised that the Sacramento Bee went so far as to put this crying little girl on the front page. Well, she's not little, I mean she's a teenager, it looks like, but to put her on the front page of the local section. New rule though, if you are over 12 years old and still can't ride the kids' swing ride at the county fair without crying like a baby, then your mom is allowed to smack you. No, I'm just kidding. She's not, it looks like she's smacking her here is why I came up with that. But her mom isn't really smacking her here. She appears to be trying, as they're on the ride, to console her crying daughter, who should be having a hell of a lot of fun on the ride. So the new rule is this: if you are over 12 years old and still can't ride the kids' swing ride at the county fair without crying like a little baby, then mom is allowed to pretend she doesn't know you for the rest of the night at the fair. For your own good, mom gets to let the carnies babysit you on the swing ride until closing time, just to harden you up a little bit. And apparently the Sacramento Bee photographer agrees with me, who saw her that night at the fair, and he felt like that he got to put you, honey, on the front page of the local section for the whole city to laugh at, so apparently the Bee agrees with me. All right, take a look at this story here. And you're not going to believe this, folks. You're just not. Entitled, Arrow Plunges into Car at Red Light. It says, according to the California Highway Patrol, a woman in Stockton was stopped at a red light Wednesday when a sudden thud jolted her to attention. So see, it's already letting us know she wasn't paying attention when she's at the light, okay? And that's going to come up in a minute. But it wasn't anything wrong with her engine. As she looked around, she realized an arrow had fallen from the sky and plunged into her car's hood. She says, I thought that was crazy, she told the local news. Like how? Where did it come from? Who shot it? I don't know. I know, I do. Because this story has renewed my faith in God, okay? God has clearly heard our desperate prayers after all for people like this. God is obviously just as sick and tired of you people texting on your phones when the arrow turns green and you don't go until it turns yellow when you finally notice. And then all the rest of us behind you in line get stuck on the effing red. All right? So this arrow from the sky is showing me there is a God after all. And that was your, by the way, lady, that was your one and only warning shot. You only get one warning shot, okay? God doesn't miss, all right? If he wants to hit you, he'll hit you. So that was an intentional miss. But I'm just going to do my impersonation of people like this. You know, they're on there, they're texting on the phone, they're the first in line, waiting for the arrow, you know. OMG, Jill, this light is taking so long to change. Okay, so, where was I? My hairstylist thinks I should do highlights, but I don't know. What do you think? And the light now changes to green. She doesn't see it, right? What do you think? Oh, and did you see that Mexican couple who came to church last Sunday? Do you think they're illegal? Should we call ICE? You know, because she's that kind of person. Horns are blowing. Oh, look, finally she notices. She finally notices because the horns are... I finally got the green arrow. I have to go. She's still texting to say I have to go. But I will text you at the next fight. Whoops, LOL. I typed the word fight instead of flight. I'll text you. And the light, of course, is now about to turn red. I have to stop texting. The green arrow turned yellow. Bye! So thank God. He's heard all of our prayers, and he's letting it be known it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, a Jew, or an atheist, you will get smited only if you're texting through a green arrow. Alright, last but not least, take a look at this story here. This story by Michael McGough of the Sacramento Bee, entitled Council Dicks Say Treehouse Must Be Revised or Removed. Isn't that what it reads? Pretty much, council dicks say? Maybe I'm paraphrasing just a little bit, but you'll see in a minute here. It reports that this was the recommendation of Folsom City Attorney Steve Wang, whose last name ironically speaks for itself. Steve Wang, you know, and his recommendation was supported by most of the other Wangs on the city council. Regarding a children's treehouse that they wanted removed. And of course, the person who formally complained about the kids' treehouse did so anonymously. Well, guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous? Guess what? God knows who the hell you are. That's right, as we learned from my last story, just before this one, about the arrow from the sky, God apparently is listening to the prayers of the just. So here's how this is going to go. All of you Folsom residents need to make sure that those Folsom City Council Wangs who were associated with this bullshit do not get reelected. Alright? And the rest of us will handle praying to God to send an arrow into the hood of their Mercedes or their BMW as their one and only warning shot. You just get one. So let's start with the prayer here on the Connie Bryan Show. I'll lead here. Everybody please fold your hands, maybe get down on a knee. Our Father, who art in heaven, that great treehouse you built for us in the sky, hallowed be thy name. God seems like a Hal to me. I don't know why. I like to refer to him as Hal. Makes me feel good. That's the relationship I have. Thy treehouse come, thy ordinance be done, in Folsom as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily Starbucks and free internet connection, and lead us not into texting at intersections, but deliver us from evil of those who would tear down children's tree houses that their fathers built for them, or shut down neighborhood lemonade stands that their mommies built for them. For thine is the lemonade stand and treehouse. Thine is the one and only warning shot before you smite them down forever and ever. Amen. Oh, and P.S. God, please, if possible, deliver their warning shot for them in front of all their fellow parishioners as these community hypocrites are pulling up to their respective Sunday church services. All right, thanks so much for tuning into the show. Please stick around. We got a lot more good stuff coming up. You don't want to miss it, so no channel surfing. Once again, Neil Young.
He's not really doing anything.
Someone says anything against him, he's raging about it on Twitter.
He'd probably try to get the FBI down on him.
Oh yeah.
And he fired Comey just to stop the he admitted after he did it. First he tried to lie and say the reason was over Hillary, but then he went on NBC interview and said, yeah, it was actually because of the Russian investigation.
Right, it's just so funny. Every time anyone tries to get closer to like what he's been doing, suddenly they're not good enough and they're gone.
They're gone.
They're just gone. They're done.
It's kind of scary.
Hey, you guys. I'm Connie. What's your name?
My name is Eric.
Eric, and this
Serena.
is
Serena.
Serena, and you are
Ashley.
Ashley, okay, and
Lewis.
Lewis?
Yes.
Okay, and
Melissa.
all right. And how many of you guys are taking classes here in Davis? All of you?
I'm the grad student.
Oh, you're the grad student, okay.
Already graduated.
How much is Donald Trump coming up here in Davis? Hit the topic of Donald Trump in this progressive town. Is it coming up a lot?
A lot, and I actually am in the public health program, and so a lot. We talk a lot about policy.
Give me a couple of your main concerns regarding this con artist in chief.
Especially health insurance right now with the whole ACA and also DACA as well. You know. How can you do that to dreamers, man?
Yes.
I was like, they're the ones who become the doctors and the engineers. Like, you want those people in your society. So
Most of mine kind of stem from, one, being a woman, thankfully, at least
Absolutely.
a white woman. At least I've got that.
What woman could vote for him after what he, just that one quote?
Oh my God, a lot of white women apparently. Great, good job, guys.
The obedient, subservient wives supporting their angry white husbands.
The best. But not only that, but I'm also an educator, so a lot of my concerns tend to deal with children who are multicultural, who are undocumented,
Right.
who I feel are as entitled to an education as everyone else, but because of like DACA being revoked or under revision, there's since he took office, there's been a huge increase in students who are not showing up for class because they're afraid that they're going to come home and their family's not going to be there, or they're going to find them in school and they're not going to be there.
Right.
So essentially, it's a lot of racial issues. Also, it really concerns me that white supremacists are finding solidarity in one another.
How did you react when you saw what happened in Charlottesville and then President Trump starts trying to give cover to the white supremacists and things like this?
I thought that was a shame. I think he, I'll give credit to Donald Trump because I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he knows that he doesn't want to alienate his racist supporters.
Very, very good point.
So I think I know why he's doing that, but that's not the right thing
He's
to do.
appeasing his base.
He is.
What else with that man? Oh, his unhealthy obsession with his daughter Ivanka.
Oh, absolutely.
If I wasn't her father, I'd be dating her. He said that on like what,
Thank you for
3
bringing that up.
occasions.
He's documented saying that.
Yes.
This is his own flesh and blood daughter, and he's being.
If she wasn't his
even
daughter.
if she wasn't, it's pretty up. I'm sorry, can I
It's
say
okay. It is. It totally is.
Considering his wives,
Who says
she
that?
does right. Like
He does.
And this is the man that we trust to run our country. So they want to say they didn't trust Hillary Clinton because of the whole like Bill cheating on her and everything, and her just letting it slide. But then they're gonna elect a guy who hits on his daughter on
Sexual
live TV.
comments. It's sexualized comments.
It's like, who
What the hell?
sexualizes their own children?
That's gross.
It's disgusting.
As someone trained to be a social worker, I feel like CPS should have gotten involved in that household.
I just really think that Donald Trump is undoing the work of great people such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, and
Very well put.
yeah, I think he's a curse upon the United States, and you can tell him I said that.
Something should have been solved years ago, years ago, and it's been brought back up. Racism brought back up. Like it just.
So you're not
I'm disappointed in this society itself, our society anyway.
that people can be so ignorant, right?
Yes, compared to other countries that we want to be. We've always been told our country's the best. We want to be the best, but I feel like we're not really living up to that.